Hi, my name is Sam Cintron. I am a fine artist, singer-songwriter, and the creator of State of the Bride. I remember getting up that morning. I had already made that decision to walk the bride. Some of my friends and staff from the Hope Center Arts, we were ready to go out into the streets. People will be just shocked to see this, and with their phones just take pictures of the bride and ask the question, what in the world is this? What is this? I would explain to them, this represents the state of the church in America. I believe that the church is for the most part shepherdless, hurt, lacking direction, and especially lacking sound biblical teaching. I want to share a scripture that's found in Ezekiel 34, verse 5, that speaks to this. And it says, "They were scattered for lack of a shepherd, and they became food for every beast of the field," and were scattered. And there you see a woman coming out of her vehicle and just standing shocked, looking at the bride and just wondering, what is this all about? And then there was this guy, we call it the guy with the Jesus hat. There he goes. He would not say a word. He would just look at me like, man, this guy is really nuts. But it felt like he didn't want to move. He was just looking at the whole thing. He was just being entertained by this whole picture. I cannot emphasize enough on how this art installation on wheels, this message, stirred up the public. To some, it was almost as if they were experiencing something familiar, and for others, it was like looking in a mirror. Obviously, not everyone was happy with what was going on because the police showed up. We were causing traffic problems, and there was a great concern as to the meaning of all of this. So I told the officer I wanted to take this message to the people rather than having it displayed at some gallery where the viewing is limited. If I were to ask ministers, pastors, the following question: would you agree that this is considered today a fatherless generation? I'm sure that they would not hesitate and answer immediately, yes, this is a fatherless generation. They would not hesitate. Even though they are good fathers, good parents, they would still consider this a fatherless generation. If I were to ask them, is this a shepherdless generation? Would you consider this a shepherdless generation? I believe they would hesitate, they would stop, and they would not know what to respond. They would find it hard to admit that. Although they are good pastors, they are good ministers, they will still pause and find it hard to admit that. See, I believe that the fatherless generation brought about the shepherdless generation. And that's why the bride looks the way she does.